Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from ZoZoStockWatch.com, and this is going to be your Let's Get Ready for the week ahead, the 2nd of September through the 6th of September. Hope everybody is enjoying their 3-day holiday weekend, and we'll be back at it on Tuesday trading. We should see a little more volume come into the market this week as more folks head back to their desks for the week ahead. The stock market ended the week on a quiet note. We're still in this range-bound market given the headline uncertainty right now. On Friday, the Nasdaq was minus 11. The Dow Jones was plus 41. The transports were plus 22, and the S&P came in at a plus 2. So basically, a quiet day on Friday as a lot of folks were away from their trading desks. And as you can see, kind of a mixed market here. We had some of the banks getting a little bit of buying on Friday as the yields started to move back up a little bit. Pfizer bouncing a little bit on Friday. UNH, some of the healthcare stocks were getting some buying. CVS was jumping 1.28% on Friday. As far as over the weekend, U.S. Chinese tariffs officially take effect as trade war escalates. So that's hanging over the market still. This from the New York Post. So those tariffs went into effect. So the work week ahead will be a 4-day work week. We do have some earnings coming out this week ahead. We have CONS will be reporting. Copa in the software space Tuesday after the bell. Another retailer, American Eagle, Outfitters will be reporting. Michaels, we get Navistar reporting before the bell on Wednesday. MDB will be reporting, another software space stock after the bell on Wednesday. Palo Alto Networks, Cladera, Slack, WRK, symbol there. At Home, HOME, Smartsheet in the software space, Pivotal, all reporting after the bell on the Wednesday after the close. And then Thursday we get Ciena, CIEN, Signet, SIG, Lulu, LULU reports after the bell on Thursday. Zoom, ZM, DocuSign will be reporting after the bell on Thursday. So some earnings coming out. As far as your economic information, pretty straightforward. We have some Fed speak coming up this week. So for Tuesday, we get Eric Rosengren speaks after at 5 p.m. on Tuesday. Wednesday, we get a bunch of Fed speak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Fed speakers on Wednesday, September 4th, all leading us to the big number on Friday, the jobs number at 8:30 on Friday, September 6th. And we also have Jerome Powell speaking at 12:30 on Friday the 6th. Let's go ahead and look at some of the best stocks for the week that passed. I have a few. Dell reported earnings, the stock jumping over 12% for the week. BIG, they raised their guidance at Big Lots, so this stock was jumping up over 10% for the week on BIG. Tesla, China to exempt Tesla cars from purchase tax on Tesla. So Tesla this week was up about 7% for the week. This is a weekly chart that you're looking at on these. And then JKS came out with earnings on Friday before the bell. So a big jump there on Friday. And for the week, JKS up over 18% that day. EGES, Guess Jeans popping 25%. DG had earnings. Dollar General, big move up there on the weekly chart here, up 14%. FIVE, another retailer, jumping 8% after they announced their earnings. AMBA announced earnings. This stock could just be getting started here. Maybe a lot of shorts trapped in this name, up 25% for the week on AMBA. So a nice pop there for that one. BURL. Burlington, a big pop up, 16% for the week. MOMO came out with earnings and a nice weekly chart forming here on this name, up 16% for the week. NTNX came out with their earnings up 20%, coming up off the lows. Big volume came into this name also. NTNX up over 20%. We also had a RAD jumping this week, up 22% for the week on RAD. Recently did a 1 for 20 reverse split there on RAD. JC Penney, a lot of insider purchases by the directors in this name. So this stock jumping 35%. CYH climbing this week, up 32% for the week. PSTV for the week was up 84% for the week on PSTV. LCI came out with earnings during the week, and this stock jumping 60% for the week. DGLY had news this week, and that one was jumping 49% for the week. Some of your stocks that took a hit this week, Ulta got crushed this week, down 26%. It was down even more than that. A little bit of dip buying came in, but this stock came out with earnings. They cut their guidance, so the stock for the week ended up down 26%. Workday had earnings this past week. The stock dropped 9%. HRB, H&R Block, stock dropping 9%. AOBC, the old Smith & Wesson, this stock came out with earnings and the stock dropped 19%. Yext also dropping this week after they reported, 15% down for the week. So Yext dropping, and VICL, all kinds of crazy action in this one this week. They were buying it, and then they sold it off down 17% on Friday alone. So this one for the week, VICL down 17%. ALXN took a hit this week, down 13%. Ali came out with earnings this week, not good enough, down 20%. OSTK also dropping this week, another 21% for the week on Overstock. So that's some of your worst stocks for the week that passed. So let's go ahead and go through some of the markets that passed for the week, and then later on I'll do a video on stocks to watch. This is your Let's Get Ready for the week video, trying to keep it short here. Let's go through some of the markets. The weekly chart of the SPY, still battling to get up over the 10 SMA. As you see, we're in this range between the 34 SMA on the weekly and that 10 SMA is up there at 294.17. Bulls would love us to get over that 294, 294.50 area, get back above the 10 SMA. And bears would like to break us down below these recent lows for the SPY. So right now we're still range bound. If we look at the daily chart of the SPY, you can see we're up, smacking up against the 50 SMA. Friday we pulled back a little bit from it. We are holding above on the daily chart, above the 10 SMA, above the 5 EMA, and we've held this 200 SMA and the 280 area on the SPY. So range-bound SPY for right now, and given all the uncertainty with the headlines, you would have to say, though, for the month of August, the SPY held in there, all right? We didn't plummet. We didn't move back all the way down to the June lows here. We held above the 200 SMA. So I'd have to say the bulls remain in charge, but on any tweet or headline, that can all be taken away. So a lot of uncertainty out here. IWM, we'll take a look at that. Still below the 200 SMA on the daily chart here. IWC, the micro caps, kind of trending down here. Bear flaggish, bounced up a little bit up to the 20 SMA. These are the micro caps, so still not faring very well in a downtrend. The IWM, back to that, is still in a downtrend also, and still remains below this 150 area. We are back above the 145 mark. A recent low for the IWM was 144.25, so that's the number we'll be watching, that recent low on the IWM. The SMH moving up back over the 50 SMA on the SMH, so recovering but still below this 115 area, held around that 109, 108 area, held above the 150 SMA also on the SMH. As far as the SPY, back to that for a moment, forgot to mention, I've been mentioning on our videos how we've been been holding this 150 SMA throughout this range. The dotted orange line you see here is the 150 moving average. So we have been bouncing off of that and has been a support area for the SPY and a lot of the other markets too. If we take a look at the Dow Jones 30, we've been holding up right around this 200 SMA. Right now we're back above the 150 SMA on the Dow Jones. We'll look at the Qs, QQQ, the NASDAQ still can't get above the 50 SMA on the daily chart. We have a previous high back here of 189.46, so we'll round it up to 190. So bulls would like to get us back over 190. As you can see, we've been holding this 150 SMA on the QQQ also, and that above 180 and above that 182 area, but still also range bound on the Qs. So Intel, one of the biggest components of the SMH, there was some insider purchases in Intel, 11K by the CEO and 5K by the CFO in Intel. So that kind of helped buoy the SMH up. Intel trying to come up off the bottom. So some insider purchases there on Intel. Like we mentioned, China tariffs went into effect on Sunday, and so we'll have to see how the futures open Monday night. Let's see, Beyond Meat. Let's see, BYND getting back above the 50 SMA here. They had some news this week with KFC, so that stock recovering. Also, we have mentioned that maybe Taco Bell will be cutting items from its menu, maybe making way for some meatless items. We'll see on that. But anyway, Beyond Meat still holding below 170 though on BYND. If we go ahead and look at some of the other sectors here, the IBB still remains below the 200 SMA. Kind of a trend down here, battling to hold on to this 101 spot, but unable to make much progress in the IBB, the XBI, the smaller biotech names, still trying to get back above the 20 SMA, hasn't been able to, still remains below the 200 SMA here, and then this $78 area has been trying to hold for the XBI. Let's go and look at some sectors real quick for the week. To the downside, some of the volatility came out of the markets. The VIX dropping. We're back down to about a 17, 18 handle on the VIX. We are holding above the 200 on the daily chart for the VIX, but now we're back below that 20 spot. So a little bit of volatility came out of the market this week. The MJ still grinding lower, down 3% for the week. JNUG lost about 2% for the week, but holding up well. Still, if we go ahead and look at what was up for the week, Nat Gas moving up a little bit this week, up almost 6% for the week. Silver climbing 5% for the week that passed. FND with a lot of the hurricane plays are in this ETF, Home Depot, Lowe's, etc. So this was jumping 5%. The OIH climbed back a little bit, up almost 5% for the week. KWEB jumping about 4.5% for the week. And like we mentioned, the SMH up 4% for the week. Over in our sector performance for the week that passed, pretty much all sectors for the week were green. All right, and the XLI, the industrial sector, up almost 4% for the week. The XLC communications sector up 3.40%. The XLF climbing 3% for the week. And then XBI jumping a little bit, about 1% for the week. The XLRE, the real estate, was up a little over 1.63% for the week. Even the utilities were up this week. So all sectors climbing for the week that passed. Some of your best stocks in the Dow this week, you had UTX climbing 5.5%, Intel jumping almost 5.5% for the week, Nike jumping 5% for the week. nice move there. Home Depot on the Hurricane Dora moving into maybe the Bahamas and Florida. So that jumped almost 5%. Dow climbing this week almost 5%. So a lot of the Dow stocks for the week had very nice moves. IBM just up a little bit under 5%. Caterpillar up over 4% for the week. Disney coming back over 4%. No real Dow stocks down for the week. Cisco climbed back fractionally. J&J up fractionally. And UNH up 1.45% for the week. ExxonMobil even got some buying this week over in the oil space. So we'll leave it there. Just remember, we have Jerome Powell coming up at the end of the week. A lot of Fed speak on Wednesday. We have a 4-day trading week ahead for this week with the markets being closed as I'm doing this video. And the jobs number will be coming out Friday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Friday. That's the big number for the week ahead, and just the Fed speak that will be going on throughout the week. All right, this is Mike from ZoZoStockWatch.com. That's your Let's Get Ready for the week ahead. We'll be back at it with another video, Stocks on Watch, and that'll be out in a little bit. All right, everybody have a good rest of their weekend, and see you with another video in a little bit on the channel.